Hey guys, so I'm going to just give you a couple things to think about when you're buying a new laptop today. It's going to be pretty simple, just going to go into some of the main factors. So first off, how do you plan on using your laptop? It's pretty important to understand how you might be using your laptop. For me personally, I use it for school, gaming. I don't run any crazy programs on it, but I do use it often. I have multiple tabs open at the same time. So therefore, I wanted a little bit bigger build when it comes to it, versus if you're just going to be using it for, say, random searches every now and then, maybe typing up a document here and there, you're probably not going to need as powerful of a laptop. So it's pretty important to understand why you're going to be buying a new laptop. And that brings me into RAM. So that's random access memory. Basically, what this is for is you're going to be, the more RAM you have, the more information your computer can process. So the more information you're going to be having your computer process, the more RAM you're going to need. So therefore, if you're just going to be using it for now, here and there, just random searches or typing up a document, you're not going to need to process much information at the same time. Versus if you're going to be using it for PC gaming and all the stuff I use my computer for, you're going to need a little bit more RAM. Of course, your processor is very important too. This is what helps you, process everything at a quicker speed, basically. So there are a couple of different processors I was looking at when I was buying my PC, but that was AMD and Intel. So they are on and off, basically the main competitors in the market. AMD will kind of creep forward, then Intel will creep forward, and it's just been a race between these two for a long time. And so I would say do your research on those. AMD is pretty good it's all pretty good in general, but they generally have a better graphics card than Intel. So again, if you're going to be using more of the gaming side of things and you want better visuals on your laptop, I would probably check those out. If you're going to be running probably more so a CAD program or anything like that, I would probably check out Intel just because they are used to, taking on those big programs. So two very different processors to look at. The speed of your processor is very important too. So I have an 8th gen i5 Intel processor right now because, well, first off, it was a little bit cheaper. So I guess your budget is very important too. But it also, it made sense for me just because AMD was a little bit more expensive and Intel was a little bit cheaper. But I used to have an 7th generation i7, but they progress these so often and they are doing so much work on these chips that the i5 8th gen was way faster than the i7 7th gen. So I thought I would spend a little bit less money because I don't need an i7. I don't need a huge processor. I'm not doing crazy stuff with my computer. So that's something very important to think about as well. And that kind of leads into your hard drive. So all in all, you can get there's a solid state drive, there is an HDD. What I have come to the conclusion of while I was buying my laptop was a solid state was better because it's smaller, but the way that it processes everything, it's quicker. So it's better to have a smaller amount of solid state than a bigger amount, like a terabit of an HDD. You can always add more to solid state, but a solid state is way quicker. I will just say that right now. Size of your computer. So do you need it to be a specific size? Do you need it to fit in your backpack? Do you need it to be small enough to carry a purse or something? I guess that's kind of, how do you need a side number pad? Generally for gaming, those are pretty nice. Or if you're working with a lot of numbers, those are pretty nice. I guess, do you need a huge laptop? Those are kind of bulky and they can be kind of annoying at times. Sorry about that. And then are there any specific features you need? So now this is kind of between Mac and PC, I would say. MacBooks, I would probably only recommend for people who are tending to be a little bit more creative in their day-to-day basis. I wouldn't recommend it for a PC, gaming PC or anything like that. Or do you need it to be like a 2-in-1? Do you want it to be a tablet at the same time? Are you going to be doing a lot of drawing with it? Do you want a lot of functionality? Those are a lot of things. If you just need something simple for just, again, simple searches, then that's fine. Or if you want something that's going to be able to help you out with a little bit more, I would say look into that as well. And then battery life. So how often are you going to have access to your charger? Are you going to be home a lot, or are you going to be on the go a lot? I think that's pretty important to think about. And that's basically all I have for you guys. So thanks for watching.